Oh, Francis. Oh, Francis, I'm sure that you fellers have seen the stuff that Dana has said about Francis, right? No? Okay.
Everybody has this thing about Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He plays the whole, I don't understand the language, and he tries to come off like he's a nice guy. You know what I mean?
To be fair, that is true. He does try and play into the whole, I'm a dumb guy, and I'm just a big nice dumb guy. Like me, right? I think he does trying to play into the fact that he's dumb and foreign to add to his likability. I'm not saying that he's dumb because he's foreign, but he is dumb. Most likely because he's got CTE. He's fought for years. And he might just be a dumb person.
There's no language barrier with this guy. He's a bad guy.
Look, I don't know if I would say that Francis Ngannou is a bad guy, but he did kill a young woman by running her over with his motorcycle. Now, supposedly, it was an accident, and he did take her to the hospital immediately after that to see if they could still save her. There was no further confirmation on what happened in that incident. After we heard about that incident, we never heard about it ever again, which is very weird. That tells me that it was probably an accident. But when talking about Francis's morality, it does potentially play a factor.
I told my guys, I wanted to cut him early. And two of my matchmaker guys were like, oh, no, you don't understand. I said, guys.
Now that is not true. I'm not even going to say I don't believe it. That is simply not true. Remember the video when Dana White was all like, oh, this guy hits harder than a Ford Escort going 80 bajillion miles per hour. Right? His punch hurts harder than swinging a sledgehammer overhead. Right? All that BS that Dana was saying really makes me think that he is lying here, because he was glazing the crap out of Francis Ngannou going into the first Stipe fight. Him and Dana and the UFC really wanted Francis to beat Stipe real badly. And they were talking about his power this and his power that. He's this great finisher. Look at what he's doing to these guys. Classic Dana lying and gaslighting, as you know.
Believe him. And this guy has shown. So he's going in to fight Stipe Miocic in Boston. And he knows he's going to fucking kill Stipe, right? So after the press conference, we're walking down this hallway, and he comes over to me and he grabs me. And he says, let me tell you what's going to happen. His English is great, okay? No language barrier whatsoever.
He says no language barrier whatsoever, but this is a 2018 to the press conference. I assume it's a post-fight press conference after the Stipe fight.
When this fight's over, you're going to book me a private plane to Paris. And I said, I laughed. So yeah, he goes, I'm not joking. You're going to book me a private plane to Paris. So, okay. So we go our own ways. Stipe Miocic beats the fucking shit out of him. Beats the shit out of him. That ended that whole conversation. And I should have fucking cut him that day.
Now, do I believe what he says about that? I don't know. I don't know if Francis said that to him before the Stipe fight, but with how much of a cocky bastard he was back then and how much he is now, Francis is just better at hiding it because he understands English now. That's one of the reasons why at first I didn't believe Dana, because he says, oh, there's absolutely no language barrier. Even though there was a little bit. Like, he did understand English, but his English wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was fine back then in 2018. He understood things, of course, but it wasn't great. But Francis acting in a really cocky manner before the Stipe fight does make sense.
And so then, when you're an athlete that's signed by the UFC, you get full access to the
Apex
Performance Institute, and he comes up to my office, and he's in the hallway or whatever, hanging out, and I said, "Come on in, what's going on?" And he was pissed off that he didn't get a $50,000 bonus in his last fight, that he didn't get the bonus of the night. And I said, "Well, Francis, you didn't get it because this, that."
Francis didn't get a performance bonus? Here we can see where his performance of the nights were. I think I see where the issue is. He did not get a performance bonus after the Alistair Overeem fight, which was, arguably his most brutal KO next to the Rosenstrike one. I don't know why that did not get a performance bonus. That is strange, and it would make sense that Dana will be talking about this one, considering that it was right before the first Stipe fight.
Arguing with me, and I'm like, yeah, this guy got this guy got that, and this is why.
So it's kind of a justifiable reason, in my opinion, for Francis to be a little flustered. Although I think it's a little crazy to go into your boss's office and start complaining about it just because you didn't get a performance bonus. Even though at that point you probably earned a lot of money from that fight and you're getting a title shot.
The conversation's over. I'm starting to leave, and he grabs me by my shirt.
Fuck.
And pushes me back in my office. And I said, "Dude, get your fucking hands off me."
No, you fucking didn't. Do I believe that Francis touched him? Yes. Here's
Can I ask you point blank, did you ever put your hands on him?
On Dana White?
Yeah.
On Dana White? This is Francis responding, and look at Francis's face, and you tell me if this looks and sounds like a guy that's being
then he must be the only
honest.
person that I ever put my hand on.
What does that even mean? Put your hands on people for a living. I beat
He
people
said you
for a
did it with
living.
him
Your
and
words.
Hunter Campbell, where you grabbed his collar.
In his office, that's what he said, right?
Correct.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot of camera there.
That's his answer.
You would invite him to, hey, show the proof?
I'm not inviting him to do anything.
I'm not inviting him to do anything.
I'm not
no,
in
anything
court.
but show
I really
proof, anything but
saw
that.
and prove.
I'm not in court.
Move. I wasn't even. I should be thinking that you're gonna ask me that. If Dana say this, if he's in peace with, it's okay.
You don't want to address any of it?
No, I don't find it necessary.
This is really weird from Francis Ngannou, and we can take a look at the comments here. 100% he did it. My default position is to assume Dana is lying, but Francis out here doing his best to convince me otherwise. Now, this kind of explains my take on it. I assume Dana is lying a decent portion of the time as well, but Francis is definitely convincing me otherwise. I do think that Francis probably laid his hands on him, but Dana did not say, "Dude, get your fucking hands off me." He probably said, "Whoa. Francis, what are we doing here? Come on, man." He probably said something like that. He didn't say, "Get your fucking hands off me." We are on Instagram, as you can see, and I don't even need to go to a post because this Instagram AI seems to be doing a good job of summarizing things. This is exactly what I was looking for, and it states the things that I have seen stated in another posts before. It says, Francis Ngannou didn't attend PFL Africa 1 in Cape Town, South Africa, and PFL chairman Don Davis expressed a disappointment, saying that he expected Ngannou to be there as part of his vision for the promotion in Africa. As you fellers may be aware, Ngannou was really pushing PFL Africa, and one of his whole reasons for being in the PFL was because, he had a whole vision with the PFL Africa. It wasn't It wasn't just about the money. It was about remember, it's not about the money with Francis Ngannou, right? It's about really expanding the sport and helping the people from poor places in Africa, and like giving them a chance, to fight and earn, have a way to earn money. But Ngannou says that he explained his absence, and it says here, citing a misalignment with the event's vision and the undercard quality of the lineup. I wasn't down for it. He said that it lacked glory and didn't meet his expectations. What are you talking about? I thought it wasn't about the money. I thought it wasn't about the quality of fighters. I thought it was about helping the people of Africa. I thought you were playing the moral high ground card. Let's take a step back onto Ariel Helwani's show and really dissect the things that Francis is saying here. And let's not forget that in the short that we saw, Francis was not denying the events that happened. And that is a very important thing
Hunter
to
Campbell,
remember.
all this stuff.
In my opinion, at least.
Hunter Campbell, all this stuff.
Because if you didn't do it, wouldn't you deny it? He didn't deny it. He avoided it like a politician. Let's see if he...
Can I get your response to this? Did any of this happen
here
that he talked about on this podcast? Soon, but he has said it, right? So if I would ask him, he would say, yeah, I said it. That's my POV. The one that we haven't heard about this is you, right? So I would love your side of the story.
I kind of like, at some point, feel very ignoring to just have to be responsible of what people say. Basically, like...
See how proud of himself he was there? You see that little grin? Let's go back to that. See that? After he's like, I find myself ignored, right? Talks about ignoring it and, being proud of himself that he's able to ignore it. Look at how proud of himself he is to tell that little lie. Look at how proud of himself he is.
Basically, like, if Dana say this, then I'm out here gonna basically defend myself of what Dana said or whomever. I think whatever he said, if he's in peace with, it's okay.
But one might say that he's trying to like hurt your character, right? These aren't nice things to say about someone, if not true.
Again, why am I not surprised?
Right. So you don't want to address any of it.
No, I don't find it. I don't find it important in it. I don't find it necessary.
He doesn't find it necessary to deny that he assaulted his boss. Now, me personally, if someone said, "Hey, your boss said that you fucking assaulted him," I would say absolutely not. What is that asshole blabbering about? Now, I understand not everybody's going to respond to everything the same way, but you can understand how I believe that this is suspicious behavior.
He was, but over time, he's not anymore.
Okay. How did you get to that point? To where maybe in the past you would want to respond, but now you don't feel like you have to?
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. I really feel like I have less energy for drama, for stuff.
He just has less energy for drama, for stuff, guys. Yeah. He just doesn't want to explain. He just doesn't want to over-explain lies. He doesn't want to pull a Dana card. There it is. The reason he's not over-explaining lies, if he is in fact lying, like I believe, it's because he's learned from Dana, who over-explains his lies, to not over-explain his lies and just let the lies lie. Let it lie and let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up and die.
Leave me alone, that's all.
You know what I'm saying?
I would just say it's quite disappointed the way that things went. That's all.
Can I ask you point blank, did you ever put your hands on him?
On Dana White?
Yeah.
Look at the way he scrunches eyebrows. And Dana White?
Well, then he must be the only person that I ever put my hand on. In his office, that's what he said, right?
Correct.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot of camera there.
You're sure he has a lot of cameras there? Okay. Okay, bud. That, maybe.
So you would invite him to, hey, show the proof?
I'm not inviting him to do anything. I'm not in court.
Yeah, okay. If you didn't do it, why wouldn't you be willing to deny it?
No, but Francis, he's on a podcast. He's
Very
saying, "Hey,
strange
this
to
guy's
me.
a bad guy. He put his hand on me. He did all this stuff. This is not a good." That paints a picture of an ugly scene. And so, if someone said that about me, I would feel probably the need to defend myself. I didn't touch you. What do you?
W. Ariel for bringing this up with Francis. I think that the only reason that he had Francis on his show yesterday was because of the whole situation with Dana White saying that he put his hands on him. And I commend Ariel for that. It's a smart play. It gives me more content. Good shit, Ariel.
About your
Ariel's been getting lots of W's lately. And even a Meguru isn't shitting on him anymore. You know what I mean? That's a big
you're trying
W
to assassinate my character or
Ariel.
something. And so that's why I was curious what your take on it was.
And a W take from Ariel as well.
If every time that somebody says something about you, then you have to do that. As I said, over time, I just get tired of those stuff. And scroll and move.
Okay.
I get past it. I wasn't even... Yeah, I mean, I should be thinking that you're going to ask me that, obviously, but long gone from that.
Okay.
Francis Ngannou, he knows that he was going to be asked questions related to this, but he says he just wants to move past it. Now, to me, it sounds like he wants to move past his mistakes from the past when he put his hands on
Last
Dana.
week on...
In conclusion, Francis Ngannou is a cunt.